Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Devil's Advocate Trades Edition on our segment Hard Hats and Hard Truth. Although I think we will be trying to just make this one thing, and I'll just bring Michael on as my co-host because you guys all seem to love him so much, and I don't blame you. He's pretty fucking great. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all.
I know. Well, did you agree? Because I want to say that you agreed to do a co-host with me for our next guest.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one we were reading about. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I got some big questions.
I know. And he asked what we were going to talk about. I was like, you? We're going to talk about
Right.
you?
Yeah.
And whatever you want to talk about. So that one might have to be a two-parter. If I'm
I
being
think it's
super
going to have to be a two-parter. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
There is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. I'm hoping that you will maybe we'll just turn this segment into my regular, and then we'll just bump it to Wednesday versus having it on the Thursday. But we'll talk about it. I mean, everybody will figure it out. Whoever's following us usually will get the notification that there's a new one up. So yay. I haven't done any social media on this for like a couple weeks, so shame on me. So I'm going to have to do that probably today or tomorrow. And then what else is there? Oh, so we had Canada Day.
Yes.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, everybody.
I'm proud to be a Canadian.
I am proud that I was born in Canada.
Why don't you just choke that out, Michael? Just spit it out. I have a tattoo that has Canadian pride on it. When people ask me, they're like, why did you get a Canadian maple leaf tattoo? And I'm like, so they know where to send the body.
No, it's what you got on your wrist just when you fall, right? Maple leaves fall. They fall. Well, at least once a year.
You don't know how to make things not political.
I wasn't political. I don't know what you're feeling.
Politics. Let's do it. The Maple Leafs. When have the Maple Leafs won a game? Listen, first of all, I'm not a hockey fan. Let's start there.
Oh, and you're proud Canadian? I don't. How does that work?
I'm a proud Canadian.
Not a fan of hockey. Don't believe you. Not buying it.
Well, it doesn't mean that I have to. You know what? I don't like hockey for many reasons. It doesn't mean I won't go support a team. It doesn't mean I wouldn't go out and watch friends of mine that want to play shinnies. It doesn't mean I won't do that. No. Of course, I'll support all of my friends in their interests. I'm one of those people, but it's not my preferred sport. I would rather watch lacrosse. I'd rather watch football. Yeah. The sports I grew up paying attention to were, I mean, hockey was so saturated. Everybody loves hockey. Hockey Canada. And I'm like, I think it's because I always make a joke. I'm like, women have PMS and men have NHL because they get the same fucking erratic emotions as a woman when they're watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes who are deep down that rabbit hole. How people remember all those statistics, the history, the everything. You're like, I have no space in my brain for that. I stick to the education. I stick to numbers. I stick to things like that. Like sports stats. Whew. Like unless you work in the industry, why?
Well, my son gave me shit. He's like, Mom, you're a bandwagoner. And I was like, what the fuck is that? He's like, you can't name any of the stats or players on the 49ers. And I was like, so it's a team. It's a sentimental aspect that I continue to support that team because it was a team I selected when my dad, your grandpa, was alive. And we would play football pool. Right. So like fantasy football would be what it was. But back then they called it football pool. And that was always a team that I picked and would usually win that round. So it became a team that I trusted. And I'm like, but no, I'm not, I don't have the brain, like the bandwidth to take all of that information in. And he's like, wow. He's like, how can you be a fan if you're not a fan? I'm like, honey, there's fans and then there's psychos, and you fall closer to the psycho.
Right. Like, I'm a legacy fan too, like Buffalo Bills from back in the day, with my dad. Like that was it. I mean, it was a by proxy, right? Like it's not like I know anything about the team. It's not like I'm like, oh man, they lost. No.
Yeah, I liked in NBA, I liked the Lakers, and I wore Lakers jackets. And then eventually I just got tired of, I mean, of course there were a few players that I knew at the time that I would wear Lakers jackets because I was like grade 6, grade 7. But then, as time went on, I just chose, instead of choosing teams, I always chose the 49ers because of my dad, but I chose more so as an adult to support the Stampeders because they're local. Yeah. And then it was any Canadian team who made it, at that point. Because I mean, like when you're doing CFL, it depended if they were a Western versus Eastern, then I was always a Western team that I would support. right? Like the BC Lions or the Roughnecks or whatever, right? So then I would support them. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just, it's about just being, it's about kind of like togetherness and having that competitive nature and just supporting a team. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I think that that's important for people, is to see that the amount of teamwork and effort that goes in to these sports. I mean, the CFL players are not paid nearly as much as the NFL players, but they do it for multiple reasons. They do it because they love football, because they've made it into the pros, and because they continue to want to be the best they can be, and possibly maybe one day, because I know a lot of people that have gone CFL will walk over to NFL eventually. So
Yep.
it is what it is. Anyways, Canada Day. Let's talk about this. So you were like, what'd you do Canada Day? And I think I sent you and read some pictures. I pulled my fucking pool down on Canada Day.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
My pool sprung a leak. So you and I talked about this. So I had a 16x4 pool, and I set it up, and I was like, oh, there's like some little maintenance that needs to happen. So I did all the maintenance.
Mhm.
And my other half came over and helped me put it up and did some maintenance with me and got the stuff I needed. And then I bought more stuff so that I could get the surround, because usually when there's a leak somewhere, even if it's like a slow leak, it's usually through the seams. So
Right.
then I bought special tape that could get wet if it needed to. And I bought, like, you could put it underwater, is what I mean. Because I mean, obviously it has to get wet. It's going in a pool.
Right.
So I did the entire pool seams. And then all of a sudden, it fucking sprung a leak from the side.
No.
There was nothing there, like spitting water out. It was like a pit. It was a little bit bigger than a pinhole, but it was spitting water out. And I was like, and my pool was full. And
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. And I freaked, and I grabbed flex tape and I stuck it on there just to kind of like mitigate. And it was a torrential downpour the day before Canada Day.
Perfect.
Okay. Awesome. So I called my good friend, and they came up the highway and saved me. I made sure I made room in my garage, because we didn't know if the torrential downpour was going to turn into like golf ball size hail. So I made sure they could park in the garage, because they're coming to save my ass.
Right.
And we dumped the whole pool. It took about 10 hours to dump the whole pool. We could have did it faster with the sub pump that he had, but we didn't have.
Or a knife.
Well, that's so funny story. I can't do that.
It was pouring rain. No one's gonna know.
My insurance would not cover my neighbors. I would have taken out my fence and everything. You got to think about that. That's like 4,700 gallons of water. I would have.
Oh, you guys don't have a good swale between your houses?
No,
There's no
it
enough
would have
swale?
not been good. My neighbors behind me would have hated my fucking guts.
Mm.
And you know what? I wouldn't have blamed them. And they could have came back and fucking been like, you got to pay for this. My house insurance won't cover that. They're like, you have a pool? That sounds like a you problem. We've documented it so that if anything happens, we're not covering it.
Right.
So on Canada Day, I got up and exactly what you said, took a knife. So I took an X-Acto knife and went around my pool and cut the whole thing up. And just because I was like, I got to put it in my truck. Yep. I'm not going to try and drag this thing. I got to I got to take the whole thing down, stick it in the back of my truck, and take it to the dump. So that's what I did on Canada Day.
That sounds fun. The dump was actually open on Canada Day?
No, it wasn't. I had to go like the next day.
No,
to be honest with you, I didn't even actually technically dump it till like Monday this week.
This week? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fine.
Whatever.
It's close enough.
I mean, I fit it in my truck. It's not like I was able to put my tonneau cover down. So as long as it's underneath my tonneau cover, I don't care. If the minute it's not under my tonneau cover and I have to roll that up and hook it, and then I have to strap everything down, then it's going right away.
Right.
I'm one of those nervous Nellies when I got to strap shit down. If it can't fit in my vehicle with the tonneau cover down, I get so wild about that. I'm like, we got to go.
After all the years of construction.
I'm like the fucking asshole with the 4 ways on driving.
No, just get one of those nice mesh ones, the nice mesh tarps.
Yeah, you can. Yep. But I mean, for me, I was like, I have a tonneau cover, so I don't usually have to do big things. But then, I mean, being in Alberta, having a truck, one thing every guy around me, like, Greg, and then my significant, has all said to me, if you're going to drive a truck, you got to know how to strap shit down.
Yep.
Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of owning a truck? So I learned how to strap shit down. I'm just not confident, even though I know it's going fucking nowhere, because I've been taught by men who have strapped shit down their whole fucking lives, and they made sure, got to do it this way, got to do it this way, got to use this strap. And they tell me, and they're like, you got to go till this. Like, it's not like I'm an idiot. I know how to strap it all down, but I'm just not confident. I'm like, this motherfucker, it's gonna fucking fly out of my truck.
I
It's like,
always
you
love
know, when
how
you jump into
every guy's got a different opinion too. Oh, you should strap cross, you should strap this way. Well, the ratchet strap should be facing this way. But everybody's got a different opinion. Like ratchet straps only work one way.
right? It's not wrong. It's not wrong, but they all have their techniques because they've been doing
Yep.
it for years and nothing's ever fallen out for them. So I'm like,
That
whatever.
they're
And they
willing to
both
talk
seem
about.
to mirror. They both seem to mirror each other's techniques, so I don't
Yep.
really give a shit. But it's like, you know, when you jump in a pool and you're swimming in the pool, and then all of a sudden you have like, you think like everyone does this, everyone, or they at least have, and you think that there's a shark in the pool, like you just start to get like this weird anxiety. You've never had that happen?
That there's a shark in a pool?
Yes. Yes.
No.
People do. Trust me. I'm telling you, we have all done it at one point where we're in the pool and all of a sudden we have a vision of fucking Jaws and we're like, Jesus Christ, we're going to fucking die in the pool.
Maybe because I've
it's an
swam with sharks
irrational
before,
fear,
so
Mike.
I
It's an
don't think
irrational
about it.
fear. We all know it's not going to happen, but it's just an irrational fear. It's the same with me strapping all the shit down in my truck. It's an irrational fear. I know it's not going anywhere. I could fucking take a corner.
Well,
at,
no,
like, 80
one.
clicks. It's not going anywhere.
Hang on, they're not the same. One is possible that you could lose something off the back of the truck, wind, whatever, big bump, strap brakes. That's possible. A shark in a pool?
It happens. It's an irrational fear. Don't look at me like that.
Mm,
I'm telling you, I dare one person to come at me and be like, that's never happened.
Never. I'm telling you, right? Never have I thought that there was a shark in a pool. No.
You swam in a lot of pools?
Yeah, including saltwater pools.
I love saltwater pools. But then, fine, kudos to you. So glad you have like your head on straight and you don't have irrational fears like the rest of us in society.
I don't honestly. I don't think that.
Look, I've been in the bathtub and been like, gotta get out.
I think you have a bad relationship with water.
Maybe, but I mean, like, I don't know when that bad relationship with water would have ever happened. I've always been a fish. I've just always had a very broad and crazy fucking imagination. Always. I mean, I went all the way. I was one course away from my lifeguard. I got my bronze medallion when I was 13. I was always in water, always at the beach, always swimming. I'm someone who likes to swim near the bottom. I've just always been that. And I love swimming and I love water. But if I'm somewhere where I'm not splashing around or having fun or talking to somebody, like if I'm all by myself in that pool, it's not a good day. Brain just time to get out.
Now, apparently there have been reports of sharks actually going into fresh water. So that should keep you more excited.
Mississippi River, their bull sharks are going up.
You're like, that's weird. Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do on your Canada Day, Michael?
You know what? I don't remember. I've been racking my brain. I don't remember. I think we just sat around outside and had some drinks and relaxed.
I'm going to tell you what you did because lucky me, I talked to your significant all the fucking time.
I can ask her. She's on holidays. What did we do on Canada Day?
Oh, she's right there. That's right.
She doesn't remember either. Probably we were drinking that.
Okay, so she sends me a happy Canada Day. I'm going to tell her what we did. Let's see.
I'd have to look at my Google Maps to actually remember. I don't think we did anything.
Oh, yeah. This is when you tried to make her the secretary. And I said, you're not the secretary. And then you said she's the secretary.
Right.
And then let's see.
No, thanks. By the way, thanks for making my coffee. Appreciate it. That actually happened. That actually happened. It's not a rude thing. That actually happened.
Let's see. Oh, she organized the pantry that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we just did house cleaning and sat outside and enjoyed the sun. And
I did the same.
Yeah.
I acknowledged Canada Day. I did fireworks with the kids. I was going to do some stuff with one of my girlfriends, but it didn't end up panning out. Me and the kids went and watched the fireworks and hung out at home and just kind of took it easy.
Are your fireworks any good out there? Because the last time I went to fireworks here, like they're pretty janky. Like I'm like, I could go spend like $2,000 at one of those fireworks huts and put on a better show. The
fireworks out here are great.
Are they?
They do a massive variety of fireworks, big, small, ones that span out, ones that go like 4 at a time. Like I love our fireworks out here. They have really good fireworks.
Those new fireworks boxes are dope.
And you have to remember, so we're also in Stampede. So we're getting fireworks every day right now.
Right.
So the ones in Airdrie, because I'm in Airdrie, so I could see the ones in Airdrie. Airdrie did a great job of fireworks this year. They
Nice.
did a really great job for Canada Day. Now Stampede, I wouldn't be able to see them as well. I could probably, if I got to think about this. No, I think I'd be too far. But if I drove in a little bit and sat on one of the higher elevated hills, I'd be able to see them no problem. I wouldn't have to go into Calgary. I would be able to see them from. They would be smaller, obviously, because I'm far.
Right.
But I'd still be able to see them.
It's just it's so weird to me because I remember like back when I was younger, like not even that many years ago, maybe 10 years ago, right? Like on social media, you'd see like advertisements for event here, event here, event here, event here, event here. And there was really, I don't remember seeing anything about it. Like I think it was Victoria Day or something else like that. Like we went out, it was one of the holidays, and we went out. Normally, like there's events and everything else. We went to every major park, downtown Waterloo, downtown Kitchener, nothing. There was no events, there was nothing. And I'm like, what is happening here? Like nothing's going on. Like I remember like farmers markets, vendors, fireworks, pop-up stuff, food trucks, all this stuff. None of that happens anymore. At least not here.
In Alberta, we have lots of pop-up farmer markets. We have lots of things going on. But like I said, we had Stampede this year.
Right.
That came in right after. So I'm pretty sure Sneak a Peek was the next day. I don't.
What the heck is
Stampede
Sneak a
is
Peek?
usually in and
For people who
around
don't
Canada
know,
Day.
what is Sneak a Peek?
Oh, Sneak a Peek is the day that you go before Stampede officially opens.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it usually lands on a Thursday.
You have to be a resident
Stampede
or
usually goes
something?
from a Friday to a Friday.
There's no restrictions. Anybody can go?
No, there's restrictions. Sneak a
Got-
Peek is only certain people can go. You have to get certain tickets.
Mm.
So I've gone to Sneak a Peeks, but no, it's not just to the general public. So it is, but it's not. Like the general public could have access if they know where to look for it because it's
Right.
a sneak a peek, right? So usually that's when. I mean, I've known lots of people that go to sneak a peeks. The locals know how to get most locals know how to get into the sneak a peeks. I think most of the time the locals are the ones going into the sneak a peeks.
Okay.
Because we're like, we can only handle this for one fucking day. So we're going to go into this. Where you're going to find the majority of locals in Alberta going to Stampede because, I mean, the young ones do. The young, like the Gen Zers will go. You won't find a lot of like boomer Gen X going or millennials. You won't find a lot of them going. Just because we're like, it's too overwhelming. It's well overpriced. We're already like, I was just talking with my best friend, Mike. So many Michaels.
So many
Mike yesterday. And he and I were talking because we went to Costco. So he came with me to Costco because he had to grab some shit and I had to grab some shit. And what I spent on my Costco run, I'm like, I would never go to Stampede because I mean, just based on a Costco run 5 years ago, that would have cost me $450 is double.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Right. So why would I go to Stampede where, and even my son, he's so funny. My son is like, he is me. He's like, why? He's like, I don't want, my daughter wants to go to Stampede. I won't take her to Stampede, but my son is like, why would I go to Stampede and pay $20 for fried pickles? Like, piss off. Like,
right.
And I'm like, oh, my son after my own heart. I just love him. So
it is weird. Most of the younger generations have no problem spending money on food out all over the place.
A lot of them still live at home.
I guess maybe that's what it is. Maybe you got to start kicking them out, like being like, hey, like it's time to go, sink or swim.
Yeah, some of them, a lot of them will live at home. Some of them that don't live at home, they do the same thing that we all did when we were in our 20s. They just worked their asses off and just collected money. They were able to, you're between paying all of your rent and paying for everything that you need to, all your bills.
Everything.
You still had massive bank because all you did was work your ass off. So Stampede comes along, you're like, fuck, I'll drop $1,000. I don't give a shit,
nope.
Right? Because all that money's there. Because a lot of times, and I will tell you, this is something that I'm going to be doing with my kids, and my brother's doing it with his son, or his son chose to do it, is financial advisors. So my kids are actually going to meet I have 2 financial advisors on 2 different companies. Mm-hmm. Tyler will be getting directed to one and Jocelyn will be getting directed to the other. And they are going, at 16 years old, they're going to sit down with financial planners and understand what they do, what their options are, and how to move forward so that by the time and then they're going to start putting money, I'm going to join an account with them and they're going to start putting money away. Because if I knew then what I know now, I feel like I'd be a millionaire.
It's almost like there's an education system that could cover that.
Right.
Right.
Right. But no, let's be honest. So we always see all these different memes in the world, and everyone has a take. And it was funny because I was showing my significant this one meme, and it was schools were designed to train worker bees.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I've always been like, yeah, I agree with that. At the same time, though, I'm like, I want my kids to be able to accomplish bare minimum high school. Why? Because they committed to something, they stuck with it, and they did it. And it's done, and nobody can take it away from them. Because
Mhm.
high school seems to be that golden ticket that if you don't have high school and you're not willing to start your own business, then you're kind of dead in the water when your glass ceiling is very low.
Do they still have the capability of writing your equivalency and getting out early from high school?
You know what? I don't know, if I'm being honest.
So, I mean, but that's back in the days when they still had OAC or grade 13, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's dates me, but
Yeah. But anyway. But yeah, so let's talk about, so there's Canada Day, and then there's the Stampede, and then then there's, after Stampede, there's what we call Klondike Days in Edmonton.
is that where you eat Klondike bars and end up at the top of the mountain? Or is that Yorkshire? I can't remember.
So Klondike Days is pretty similar to Stampede.
Okay.
Except for it's out in Edmonton. They call it Klondike Days. And I you know what? I think I want to go. I don't think I've ever been to Klondike Days. I might go.
It's close.
Yeah, Edmonton's not far. It's only like it's like a rock throw.
Right.
I say that, people are like, "What's a rock throw?" I don't know, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because it's so funny because like if you live in like the UK, you're like, oh yeah, you know, I can drive to Paris, right? I can drive to this, like whole other countries in the same amount of time. Where I'm like, I've been driving for 2 days and I'm still in Ontario.
Fuck. Me and Greg were talking about this.
Mm.
I was like, Greg's like, he's coming out of the States, and he's like, I got to go to Northern Ontario. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds fucking depressing. You can get from Alberta to the like border of Ontario in the same amount of time it takes you to fucking drive from the south to the north of Ontario. He's like, fucking tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's like Ontario, you could be driving for days in Ontario.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then if you're in Toronto, I mean, it could take you a day to cross Ontario, across just Toronto. Right? Like it's
Oh,
insane.
you're lucky. You got to go, like, Ontario. Toronto is insane.
It's
The
ridiculous.
traffic in Toronto is insane.
Mm.
So whenever you're doing major cities, it's like Greg hates going through Toronto, New York, Chicago, wherever there's big cities. When you got to go through, especially as a trucker, you hate it. You're like, oh God,
Yep.
nobody lets
Oh,
me in.
quick shout out because Greg's coming from the US. Happy post Independence Day. It was a
Yes,
250,
happy
right?
4th of July.
Big 250.
Happy 4th of July. So, yeah. I have American friends. I actually sent a couple of my friends that came and saved me.
Mm.
The wife is born Canadian and the husband is born American. So I made sure to let him know that I said, "Happy 4th of July. What are you doing?" And he was actually he had stuff in the smoker, and I was like, "How 4th
Classic
of July
cookout.
of you?"
Yeah, I gotta have a cookout. You gotta have a cookout.
And he's like, "Is that your way of saying how very American of me?" I'm like, "Potato, patata."
I remember back in the day, it used to be like we'd either go to the Waterloo Park here, like when I was younger, because I still grew up around Kitchener Waterloo area, or we'd go down to Toronto for the big fireworks. But I don't even think they really do that. They don't do it out on the lake anymore. I don't
Yeah.
think. But now it's just like it's at City Hall, and so I saw some videos on. I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah. I think we need to bring back that unity and community part of it, right? And because I mean, like, I remember being a kid, like, they still have Caribbean Festival out here, but it's not what it was when I was a kid. They had it at like which park was it? They had it at like Riley Park or Princess Island Park, and they had like Caribbean music and food and shows. And I remember my parents used to take me there when I was a kid, and we would have like our sleeping bag on the ground with our cooler and like pillows. I would like fall asleep out there, and then there were fireworks. So the Caribbean Festival was amazing. We'd go
Yep.
and we'd drink all the different types of drinks that were there. I used to always like beeline it for Mobby because it's my favorite.
Okay.
Mobby is made from a bark of a tree. It's got like an aftertaste to it, so you have to be brought up on Mobby, otherwise you don't. It's not something you really like. And then there's ginger beer, and there's, my dad used to also make, what is it called? I think he called it Swank, which was like, it was like a Caribbean Gatorade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like
So,
purple drank?
no.
Your version
It
of
was
purple
like,
drank?
it's like, Lemon, lime, like real lemon, real lime,
That,
water, and like a copious amount of fucking brown sugar.
this sounds awful.
It was fucking delicious.
I mean, but you like ginger beer, so I don't know, like,
I love ginger beer.
yeah, yeah.
And the spicier the better. I
I mean,
I want to
spicy.
cough when I drink ginger beer.
Okay, so it's more like a medicine,
It's ginger.
I
I love
guess.
ginger. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, I agree with you. I think there needs to be more community aspects when it comes to things like Carry Fest and
Mm,
um, Canada Day and different types of events that go on.
mm.
Even acknowledging, 4th of July for the Americans. I don't know what they all do. A lot of them are all of the states are very different on how they celebrate.
Yep.
Um, people and the people inside of those states. But for us in Canada, I feel like there should be more community. I feel like there's been division that's been happening more and more and more, and we're forgetting about all of that community. I'm so grateful to live in the neighborhood that I live in because we're all still very communal people,
Right. What I
you
think
know?
there's when I think of the word community, I think of it as communication and unity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Communication, agree or disagree, there's still a unifying thing, which is we're still human, we still live in the same country, we still have to be neighbors, we still have to do those things. That's the unity part. The
Yeah.
communication, like you and I, we argue with each other all the time. It's fine. We get along with each other all the time. We agree with each other all the time, right? Like it just depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But if people understood the communication part, then I think you could bring back community as a whole.
I think so too, but I also find that people get offended by stupid shit nowadays. Like I
So
said,
be
people have
offended.
made politics part of their identity, or they've made like in politics in every aspect. Like I don't think the LGBTQ should exist, and that's what they stand by. So anybody who's LGBTQ or is an ally, it's like I can't fucking talk to you. There's no like agree to disagree. There's no like I respect that, but I don't necessarily agree with it. There's none of that. There's zero tolerance from everybody. It's just
Mm,
this is my way. You're either on my boat or you're not on my fucking boat, and that's it. Whereas I mean, I'll be honest with you. I get a little bit biased if I meet people who are incredibly prejudiced to different communities. So, like LGBTQ or the elderly community or the disabled community, blacks, whites, whatever. If you start getting too prejudiced towards a certain community, I back off and I'm like, no, it's nice to meet you, but that's we're done here. Like, I'm never going to come back and try and break bread with you because you're fucking crazy. Like,
I mean,
it's just
there's
too
also
much.
people who make assumptions on that too, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
look at both sides, right? Whereas if you have the right to be offended,
Mm-hmm.
and be offensive, right? Because if you're offended, you're probably going to respond in an offensive manner, which it could be quite simply just like you're cut off, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
means, again, you've broken the community, right? So, and that person has the right to be offensive, but I risk offense because then at least it's the honesty, right? And if somebody's telling you their honest opinion, okay, agree or disagree, and that's fine. Just know where that line is and go, all right. But does that mean the whole of the person is bad? No.
But we're not talking about everybody, Michael. You and I are different people. And we can rile each other up on certain topics. And
Yeah.
then there's a breaking point, and the other person, somebody always has to tap out and say, I'm done having this conversation. And the other person either respects that or they fucking double down on it.
Mm.
And that's my problem is that when I meet people who have a very different view of the world, and that's why I say if they are incredibly prejudiced about something that I'm not prejudiced about, or I'm very much an ally to, and I say to them, because I'm very vocal, I'm not like, oh, that guy's a fucking asshole, I'm never gonna talk to him again. I just go, you know what? That's your opinion, but my opinion differs, and these are the things that I do, and these are the things that I believe in. So if you want to have any type of relationship moving forward or friendship, moving forward, this is a kind of a no-fly zone for me. And they're like, well, you're a fucking idiot. Like, that's when they double down and the name calling comes out. And they're like, well, let me tell you why you shouldn't do that. Like, it's like they need to justify why I should
Sometimes.
be taking their side. And that's where I'm struggling with society today, is where people double down on the you need to take my side or we can't be friends. I need you to get on my boat. And I'm like, I'm not on your boat.
Yeah.
I can
When
put
did
my boat
a
side by
belief
side of you,
system when did a belief system be required to be your entire identity? Right?
Exactly.
One belief. I'm not talking about a
Yep.
belief system like, like if you're Christian, Muslim, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's more of a religion stuff type stuff. But like a small thing, like a political affiliation, that's your entire identity, right? A sexual orientation, that's your entire identity.
It's not.
Is there not more to you than just that one
Right.
thing that you can talk
Right.
about the 9.9 other trillion things going on
There
the face of the
is.
planet or ideas?
There is, Michael. The problem is that a lot of people take it so personally that
Ugh.
you don't have the same ideals, right? So it's like me, okay, like a perfect example, like me and you, we get along in areas of business, entrepreneurship. We talk to each other's significance. We find commonalities in workforce. We find commonalities in different areas. But when it comes to politics, we are touch and go.
Oh, we're
We
completely
are
different.
touch and go. And 9 times out of 10, I will tap out faster because I'm like, I'm not doing this today.
Right?
And the reason for me is that I'm like, listen, I value our friendship too much.
I won't change. Listen, that again, that one element doesn't change the 9 other trillion elements of a human
100%.
brain, right? Like,
100%. But that's what I'm saying is that you don't double down on me getting behind whatever you're saying. You're saying it, and I'm accepting the information, and I'm going to go, two things are going to happen. I'm going to either say, and I get that, or I'm going to say, I don't know if I agree with that.
that's
And
it.
then the next one that I'm going to say, if it gets too overwhelming for my bandwidth, is I can't handle this today. We need to tap out. And you respectfully go, okay.
All right.
And then you tap out and we change the topic. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people aren't doing that.
Right.
They're just like, you know what I mean? It's like, well, you need to understand that Mark Carney, blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
Oh, and I want to drop a little caveat in there. When Lisa taps out, know this when you're having a conversation with somebody, when Lisa taps out, that doesn't mean I win. That's not a win. So don't put that in your checkbox of win category and take that same argument to somebody and go, look, I'm crushing them. I'm doing no, just the conversation ended. And that's okay.
that's right. Yeah, there's no win or lose in that one.
No.
To me, it's just information gathering. Like, there's a lot of things you pay attention to that I actually appreciate when you come and say things. I don't always like what I'm hearing, but I'm like, okay, keeps up on it. And then sometimes I'll go fact check it from both sides and see what I can find. It's hard sometimes to fact check things.
Oh my God. Well, we were just talking about this before this podcast started with the amount of op-eds and opinion pieces that are out there.
Yeah.
And so I had made a suggestion that, like with news, all news, that's websites, that's papers, that's articles, that's their social media, everything. If it's an opinion piece, I don't think it should be allowed to be hosted or shown on a news site or news affiliated. If a journalist wants to have an opinion like everybody else, then go put it on your own stuff. But if you want to call it news, it has to be fully vetted, fully done, editorial review, all of it. Not this opinion piece crap, because it's all opinion piece crap.
I agree. I mean, you see me, I go fucking ape shit on the UCP party out here in Alberta, but it's all opinion.
That was opinion. Yeah.
It's not breaking news. It's a fucking opinion.
Right.
I heard this is what's happening. I'm gonna have a comment on it because it's made me angry that if this is what's going on, I'm in my feelings about how this government is operating inside of my province. I don't like it.
Right.
It's an opinion.
Yeah, everybody has that. Everybody has that right. Just not in news. So if you're a journalist, that's my full opinion. If I say OP, opinion piece, op-ed, anywhere, that article should get flipped. Because then you can't have a conversation. You're just taking in information with no ability to have back and forth.
Agreed. Okay.
And that's not a good place to be.
Question. We're at 33 minutes and 23 seconds. Do we want to cut and do another one?
I don't know. I guess we can cut. Well, we're going to switch to Wednesdays, right? Is that what we're doing moving forward?
We are going to switch to Wednesdays, but then we can cut and then we can start another one without going anywhere.
Oh, I have to change my shirt then. You can't look exactly the same.
Why not?
Okay, everybody. So this is back to back. So technically it didn't happen live. So not really doing it for you. We're doing it for us to keep it easy.
That's right. I mean, I could pause it and we could go change the shirt. If you really
we can now. We can now. We just set it up, but no one's going to believe it even if we do. Well, that's it. We're screwed now.
It's about us.
Listen, okay, if you've got time, I've got time, and we can break it down into the next segment for real hard hats, hard truth, because there's a lot disseminated, especially in the new condo sphere, building sphere, mortgages, pricing, all that type of stuff, and what's really happening in the market, which I think is huge.
Well, you have a system that you wanted to do with the hard hats, hard truth. So
yeah, okay, deal.
Okay. So then we'll break out. Okay. Stop making faces at me. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Michael and I carry on about Canadian culture, I guess, per se, and politics. Well, we'll catch you guys on the flip side, and don't do anything crazy.